Good afternoon and welcome to News Hour. I am David Patrick Kamara. Coming up in this edition of News Hour, newly appointed human rights commissioners subscribe to the oath of office at State House. 176 inmates released on presidential pardon. Performance contract review commences for ministries, departments and agencies. And the Deputy Health and Sanitation Minister too describes newly trained monitoring and evaluation officers as cornerstones of a performing health system. All those stories, including business and sports, are lined up in this edition of News Hour. Welcome back for our first story this afternoon. 3 newly appointed commissioners of the Human Rights Commission have subscribed to the oath of office before President Ernest Bai Koroma. They are Reverend Dr. Usman Fona, Grace Coleridge Taylor, and Rashid Dumbuya. Razia Bashkamara reports.
And that I will support, uphold, and maintain the Constitution of Sierra Leone as by law established. So help me God.
Presenting the newly appointed commissioners, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara, expressed gratitude to President Ernest Bai Koroma for the progress made so far in the commission. Congratulating the newly appointed commissioners, President Ernest Bai Koroma said they are coming in at a time when, as a government, they believed that the country's human rights record is at its best since independence. The president noted that in 2011, Sierra Leone was first categorized and recognized as a Class A status by the United Nations Human Rights Council after an assessment. He said that the government was reassessed in 2016 and again they were categorized in the first status, which is the highest level of recognition and support that is provided by the United Nations. President Ernest Bai Koroma pointed out that it has been the government's achievement as Sierra Leone now serves as a member of the Human Rights Council, which is again a recognition of government's effort. He, however, accepted the country have had a few isolated incidents which have been quickly responded to by the authorities concerned. President Koroma told his audience that generally as a government and country, they could boast of an excellent record. The president noted that for the period of almost 10 years, the government has not had any political prisoner. Nobody has been incarcerated because of his conviction. He added that even in the case of journalists, none has been imprisoned because of what he or she believes in. President Ernest Bai Koroma stated that this has been done because as a government, they have shown a lot of restraints and they believe strongly that they have to nurture the democracy to ensure that they sustain the high level of recognition that has been accorded to them. He said with the 3 newly appointed commissioners, the experience, he has no doubt they could maintain and continue to build up on the progress that the government has already made. The president urged them to continue to fly Sierra Leone flag very high in terms of human rights activities, both in the country and outside of the country. Expressing gratitude to the president on behalf of our colleague commissioners, Madam Grace Coleridge Taylor said they would like to thank the president for the confidence he has bestowed on them by giving them such important positions to carry out the human rights work in the country. She informed President Ernest Bai Koroma that as commissioners, they will not let him down as they will carry out their duties with due diligence. Madam Coleridge Taylor pointed out that they are impressed as he has told them that the status of the Human Rights Commission is at the highest level.
Just as you have told us with the status of the Human Rights Commission in this country at the moment. And I personally want to say thank you to you because of previous governments, I think you have done the most to bring about the current status of human rights in this country. And to the level that you have brought it, we shall not disappoint you. We want to move forward. All we ask is that you kindly support us in our efforts and help us to promote that, which I know you're doing and you shall continue to do. And we thank you very much and we shall not let you down. Thank you very much once again for having such faith in us.
Meanwhile, President Ernest Bai Koroma received in audience the All People's Congress Party Canada branch at State House.
Meanwhile, the outgoing ambassador of the Republic of Liberia to Sierra Leone, Ambassador Jaja Kamara, has taken formal leave of President Anis Bai Nkrumah at State House. Razia Bash Kamara again.
Presenting Ambassador Jaja Kamara and his team, the Minister of State 1, Dr. Jibril Sise, informed the President that the ambassador was at State House to take formal leave of him as his tenure of office has ended. Taking formal leave of President Ernest Bai Nkrumah, Ambassador Jaja Kamara expressed delight to be at the President's office and to congratulate President Nkrumah and all the people of Sierra Leone on the occasion of the country's 56th independence anniversary. He expressed hope that the country will continue to enjoy peace, stability, prosperity, and security. Ambassador Kamara recalled that since 2 years ago, he presented his letters of credence to President Ernest Bai Nkrumah. He said he has witnessed the impressive infrastructural development going on in the country under the leadership of President Ernest Bai Nkrumah. The Liberian ambassador to Sierra Leone added that Sierra Leone will continue and will achieve greater success in all sectors. Ambassador Jaja Kamara told the President that he has created a sphere of participatory democracy, which is very commendable. The Liberian ambassador to Sierra Leone recalled that the deadly Ebola struck the two countries simultaneously and with resilient efforts.
I want the relationship, bilateral relations on a sound footing. And during my tenure, we were able to bring to the signing point the delimitation of the maritime boundary between Liberia and Sierra Leone beyond the 200 nautical miles, which is consistent with Article 76 and 83 of the United Nations Convention on the Laws of the Sea. Furthermore, I'm happy to state that during my tenure, the Honorable Vice President Victor Bogarifo was awarded an honorary council degree at my alma mater, Cottington University, in September 2016.
President Ernest Bai Nkrumah encouraged President Helen Johnson Sirleaf to jointly fight the virus, which was successfully eradicated. President Ernest Bai Nkrumah said it is not a good moment for them as a nation because he is considered as a brother, as Liberia is also considered as a sister state. The president said that Sierra Leone and Liberia are bounded together and the history of the two countries has been a common one and the culture and people are the same. President Nkrumah revealed that as governments of the two countries, they have also succeeded in the process of building institutions like the Mano River Union, where they have collaborated very well. The president said that from the time of the establishment of the Mano River Union, the two countries have stayed as a union despite the challenges faced along the way. He went on that as governments of the two countries, they have expanded the Mano River Union to 4 countries, while disclosing that there are 1 or 2 countries that are seeking membership to the institution. President Nkrumah pointed out that all of that is based on the strong ties and commitment they have shown by working together with the collaboration extended at the level of the Mano River Union. The president noted that for now, as an institution, they have as chairperson of the Mano River Union the Liberian president, who has excelled very well because of the challenging periods he has supervised and handled the Gambia issue and the issue of Guinea-Bissau.
And we can work towards unifying not only the political governance, but also the economic issues. That is why we are happy with 1 or 2 companies that are Sierra Leoneans that are now in Liberia, and the Liberian company that is coming into Sierra Leone. And on our side, to facilitate that process, we are working on constructing the road that links us with Liberia, and I'm sure very soon, with that completed, it will facilitate the movement of the people in both countries. We are not only working on the Mano River Union, and we are looking at even also opening up links at the coin do end, so that it will just enhance the facilitation. So you will be leaving us, but you're not going away. I mean, because Liberia is a few hours drive, and we do hope that the ties, the personal contacts that you've established, you will continue to enhance them, and Sierra Leone is always open to you.
In another engagement, President Ernest Bai Koroma has expressed heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family of Mr. Joseph Patrick Abdullahi Koroma at their Sporud residence.
JPA Koroma family, I come this evening with my staff for make myself can pay my personal respect and sympathy to the family. This is a great loss to this nation, a great loss to we as a government, and even as a party, know the role we even play. We always call Nadikona very experienced with whole class of civil servants, and we're very knowledgeable about the country, and we know how to run affairs of government. So we need tap a lot of experience from him, and he has been very, very committed. He did at the little corner and a retirement, but even still they contribute towards national development. So I believe it is a loss to the family, but a loss to we all. And for somebody we don't get to the level of serving as secretary to the president in this country, at the time and the period we serve, I think people we don't, somebody we don't contribute substantially to the development and the governance of this country. So I think the least we can do now for make we afford a civic funeral. And, I must say that we as a government feel the loss.
Professors Without Borders based in the UK have signed a memorandum of understanding with the University of Sierra Leone to conduct a summer school for university students in July at Farabe College campus. The lecturers who will be coming from the UK will provide tutorial in public health, economics and law among others for weeks. The project will be piloted in Sierra Leone, Uganda and Thailand. After the meeting with the authorities of Farabe College, Ibrahim Samura spoke to the co-founder of Professors Without Borders, lawyer Magix Walker, to explain the rationale behind the initiative.
That's what we do. Do summer schools and winter schools in emerging economies to law and business faculties, and to enhance education beyond what they already have, what they already know. Last year we launched our initial summer school, and after that I met with the University of Sierra Leone, which was a success last year with the principal of school. But I met with the University of Sierra Leone, and we decided that we are going to do a summer school for FBC and other universities, other colleges in the university, and for that to be done in July for a 5-year period.
So what areas will you focus on, the different modules that you'll be looking at?
Well, for this year we have at present 5 professors coming from London to Freetown. So we have somebody doing economics, we have somebody doing a public health professor from the USA, we have some other colleague doing law, and I'll be doing law myself. So we have 2 lawyers, an economist, public health officer coming down to Freetown for 2 weeks.
Now let's talk about the structure of the summer school, because in July most time it's during holidays for universities.
Yes.
Here in Sierra Leone. So how will the structure be moved by?
Well, the structure will be simple. We're doing teaching in the morning and workshops in the afternoon. So we're focusing mainly on life skills in the afternoon. In the morning we'll do proper teaching, or we'll pass academic rigors and academic issues to students. That's from 9 to 1 o'clock. Then from 2 o'clock we'll focus mainly on workshops.
Do you also have in mind to kind of do what people will refer to academic writings with some of the lecturers there? Because during your discussion with the Vice Chancellor of the University, the Vice Chancellor for Frabe College, and he did mention the issue about academic writings.
Yes. Well, our intention is to not just to focus on students, but also on lecturers. Right? We understand that for you to have a good university, you also have to have lecturers who are able to deliver. And our role will be to also teach the trainers. So we will be training those who will be training students. For example, we're doing academic writing, curriculum writing, assessment writing, and assessment grading. That enhances good universities worldwide. And that's what we're doing.
Now, what will be the cost?
Oh, it's free.
We provide the lectures free.
Everything will be free. We, as an organization, we deliver this for free. We source the funding. Some of the funding comes from ourselves. The 3 co-founders, myself, Dr. Varun and Princess Tessie. We put our money and our time into this, and we don't have any financial benefit, any benefit. It's free. Our benefit will be the joy of seeing our countries progress.
So for your program, this is Sierra Leone the only country that you will be providing this summer school, or there are other countries?
So we're in Sierra Leone in July, and off to St. Lucia in June to do the same thing. And we also have linked up with University of Thailand, where we'll be doing a summer school in August, and we'll be doing also something in Uganda in July. So we have universities that we already are working with.
Then, Mr. Walker, what really do you want to achieve out of this kind of from this initiative that you just trying to pilot in Sierra Leone? Progress of the border. What will you focus?
We are trying to stem the brain drain. We want students to be able to be here, work very hard, get access to foreign education and use that to build up this nation. What we do not want is what I become a victim of, where you go overseas and study and get cut down and don't come back home. We want people to understand that you can get all what you can have here and use that to build up our nation. If there's a constant brain drain, then we can never build our country.
Now let's talk about last year's program.
Yes.
Because you started it last year.
Yes.
You started at Prince of Wales.
Yes.
So what was the outcome?
It was last year's program was very good. We started Prince of Wales School. Prince of Wales were very receptive to us. Students who we had a few modules which were very, very interesting. For example, we had citizenship module. We dealt with issues of gender equality, right, which was very, very good, because students by the end of the module they had an understanding of what gender equality is and inequality in gender matters. Then in addition to that, we had issues of corruption and how corruption damages a nation. Students were able to understand what corruption is, and also we had a lot of environmental issues, environmental change. And the students used a whole day to clean the campus. So, and after that, we've been corresponding with students, they've been writing to us. And what we intend to do this year also is to see how much we can bring students from Prince of Wales School to come to FBC to be part of this program.
That was lawyer Magix Walker, co-founder of Professors Without Borders. The painting exhibition project between Sierra Leone and Germany 2017 has been launched at the Sierra Leone National Museum at Panemba Road in Freetown. The project is to give a facelift and improve and promote the Sierra Leone culture and artists in other parts of the world. Maria Masuma reports.
Sierra Leone and Germany 2017 is to showcase the importance of painting and develop a catalogue about artists with their paintings and photography. Project coordinator Abdul Fadul Kamara said the aim of the project is to identify the best Sierra Leonean painters within the country, promote Sierra Leonean painters and photographers to take part in an exhibition to be held in a museum in Germany. The exhibition is also to build relationship between Sierra Leone Museum and various museums in Germany that will help promote the indigenous culture of Sierra Leoneans to the rest of the world.
Firstly, aims is for us to expose our cultural in heritage we have, because Sierra Leone is a country of culture, you know, because so many other Africans came here to learn African culture. And so we are there now to expose it in the Western world, because the Western world, when you talk about Sierra Leone, some people even say, oh, where is Sierra Leone? They don't know even Sierra Leone in presence at this present time. So we are now trying to take that in to promote some of our cultures over to their cities and towns in the Western world.
Director, Peace Link Sierra Leone, also a professional painter, Amadou Tawali, noted that the quality between visual painting and digital picture is different. He said painting is important. He encouraged parents to allow their children to practice painting and choose painting as a profession.
Families, parents, but especially mothers, you know, to encourage their children, you know, to do visual art. This is awareness raising, you know, creativity. We want to encourage young people. We want to encourage children to exhibit the talent, the idea they have. You know, without them exhibiting their talent, then you don't know exactly what he or she has. So allowing them to express their minds, their emotions freely, then you begin to see something unique coming from them. So I'm appealing to each and every family, you know, to encourage their children, not just to be lawyers, not just to be doctors or accountants. Yeah, of course, yeah, we are looking for lucrative jobs, you know, but we are forgetting that the spiritual aspect, that is the art. You know, when you talk about the museum, we talk about the foundation of the art, because the museum tells about exactly the history of this country.
Acting curator, Sierra Leone National Museum, Josephine Kagbo, said the museum is to showcase the Sierra Leonean tradition and culture and also promotes the culture of this country. She thanks the coordinator for the exhibition and giving the opportunity to young people who have taken painting as their career.
That report was filed in by Mariama Suma and read in the studios by Alice Mariama Thompson. 176 inmates of the Sierra Leone Correctional Services have been released on a presidential pardon across the country. The president's pardon was granted to inmates after they were recommended to have been transformed into good citizens by the management of the correctional services. Every year, the president pardons some correctional inmates. In Freetown, our own Francis Danema went along and now reports.
As they were moving out of the correctional centers to the universe, some of the crimes committed by the inmates are traffic offenses, failure to pay debt, and obtaining money by false pretense. This woman, who spoke on anonymity, told SLBC that she used to obtain money by false pretense from people, but testified that she is now transformed.
Would I owe money from?
I owe money from people them because na a game that I don't use for the do, take money from people them for different things them way. At times I can feel succeed, at times the balance I just take them on my own and go and for myself.
Okay, now you don't.
I'm not going to continue that. Continue because I thought and fit say life for change, and what help me for change, I mean imprisonment help me for change, because the time spent behind bars is the time God himself manifests who he is to me. Then within my captivity, God journey with me. I encounter with the Lord. Then I decided to take a big change. I was taught life was good with me all these years, right? Family come up with so many advice. I didn't listen. When I got hold, captured, come here, I want to tell the correctional service, Baku, thank you.
The public relations officer, Sierra Leone Correctional Center, Suleiman Saliu Toure, informed SLBC that those recommended are those who committed minor offenses.
We recommend inmates with less crimes, for example, traffic offenses, pickpocketing. These are minor crimes that we will not compare to housebreaking and larceny. These are big crimes. Those people, inmates of such crimes, are not given this, they will never enjoy the benefits of being released on presidential amnesty, because these are very serious crimes. When you release them, you are releasing problem to society.
Okay, but Mr. Ture, a lady just testified that she was a 419er. She used to dupe people.
Well, I am sure you cannot compare what you have just described to armed robbery. You know, compare somebody being in his or her own home and then a host of armed robbers come into your house with weapons of whatever sort. I mean, that cannot be compared to somebody asking you to give me this, maybe transform it to something else.
But
the lady has
spent. She has been duping people, and that's the offense that brought her for. Don't you think it's scary?
I have told you that crime is not comparable in any way to armed robbery. It is not.
He assured the general public to feel safe, as those have been released are now good citizens.
On the country's 56th independent anniversary, President Anis Nkrumah awarded over 100 Sierra Leoneans for their various contributions in politics and business, among others. One of the awardees is a businessman Alhaji Mohammed Karim Jallo, who was recognized by the president for his contribution in the area of business and nation building. Ibrahim Samura engaged Alhaji Mohammed Jallo on his impression on receiving such a prestigious award.
And I thank the President, Dr. Anis Nkrumah, for giving me this award and having confidence in me. So, and I appreciate that. I believe I've worked hard before getting this award, which is the order of the weekend. Well, to be frank, this award made me feel good, and I believe to work very hard. I was working very hard, and I work more harder, because to be frank, this 30 years that I was working in my small corner, I don't believe that the government was paying attention to me. But to my surprise, when I saw an award like this, I didn't surprise. I know that I worked for it, and I believe I worked very hard more than this. As I said, I start from nowhere. Nowhere in a sense, humble way that I start with a small amount. That's why I call it nowhere. So, patient. I'm asking people to be patient. When you want to come into business, you have to be patient. I've been in business for the last 30 years, and I start from humble way. Today, I thank God because I've worked very hard. I've helped people. I've given out scholarships. I've done a lot for this country. I give donations. I believe I've done it. I work very good, and I have over nearly 75 staff, permanent staff that are working with me. As I said, I've done a lot because the mobile data people are enjoying today, I'm the first person that pioneered to bring in Celtel into this country. At that time, it was the rebel in caution because I tried to convince people, don't fear, come to the country, I come and invest. And I convinced them to come and invest. From Celtel, we solely come into Zen, from Zen now to Airtel. So at that time, it was not easy for us, but we did very well, and we give hope and call it to other companies like Airtel, Comion, to come and invest in the country. But today, I'm on my own, because I've done my own small way, and I give a lot of, as I said, donations. During the Ebola problem, I give out over 100 million worth of drugs to the government to help on this Ebola issue. Then also I donate in group to the government. So, as I said, this was my career. I think the government was watching me when I'm doing all this thing. So, I'm asking other young people that are coming up to help. Sierra Leone is one. To be frank, my money, I didn't take it out of the country. All what I have, I put it in this country, and I work hard for it. So I'm asking Australia to be patient and work hard, work honestly. One day they will find themselves where I am today. So because the former government, they give me an award was given to me by Dr. Tijan Kaba. He gave me JP. Then when the present government came in by Ernest Koma gave me commission of oath. Today he gave me the highest honor, national honor, which is Order of the Roquel. So I thank the president for what he has done, and the confidence that he put on me. I will keep up to this, and I will work more harder.
That was Haji Mohamed Karim Jallo ending that interview with Ibrahim Samora. In a bid to monitor the performance of MDAs, the Directorate of Performance Management and Service Delivery has engaged ministries, departments and agencies in a session to evaluate their performances in line with the performance contract they signed with President Koma in 2016. The session is being held at the Parliament building. Nasiruddin Koma had an exclusive interview with the Director of Performance Management and Service Delivery, Abdurrahman Soa, who started by highlighting the significance of the session.
Today is the day for one of the methodology of gauging the performance of government institutions. So we have started out today with the state-owned corporations. All key tiers of government in this country operate under performance contract, which they sign usually with the president of this country. And so for the year 2016, performance contracts were signed. And so today we are here to assess, but in a more democratic, in a more transparent way, and a way in which also everybody is participating as a methodology also for assessment of the performance of those institutions on the contract. So what you see here today clearly depicts that. Let me put it this way. Countries are being categorized either as first or developing or so forth based on their ability to really implement policies, programs, and so forth. To do that one, those programs and policies have to be developed. And to be able to ascertain the effectiveness of those ones and the impact on communities, there must be a mechanism via which you want to establish the performance levels of them, and at the same time being able to establish value for money. So in the Sierra Leone context, since 2008, performance contract is the core of our governance landscape. It's the way we'll be able to assess our own development strides. It's the way we have been able to establish value for money. It's a way. It's a new phenomenon. It has not been part of our culture. We used to work in silos and so forth. But these days, for whatever you do in the government arena, we now want to find out how best are you doing it. So that is the idea behind this day, and that is why you find all those 50 CEOs here with their teams, and they're here to be able to judge each other, grade each other, and assess at the end of the day, put a ranking to each of them comparison.
So how significant is the findings or the evaluation from this session?
I think that's quite significant, as I've said. You are paying money, you have staff, all right, you have taxpayers' money, and you have been dishing those monies to institutions, and on the pretext that they are doing some work. So it is always important at some point to establish the veracity of what they have been doing, for you to be able to also have clearly performance of those institutions. But more importantly, to have a forum of convergence where you can all be able to talk to each other, establish a value in it, be able to appreciate each other, a clear critique, I'm sure you would have noticed those ones coming up, and also some point of consensus, at the same time being able to learn from each other. So this is so critical that these are very strategic issues, and these are the things other countries that are more serious really spend their money on. So directly you know the direction, you know who to talk to, you know how to complement each other and so forth. And this is what the performance contracting process for Sierra Leone is about.
Yeah, we saw speakers critiquing presentations and some others making commendations. So are those commendations going to influence anything in actuality?
No, there are two things happening. You will notice that they are grading themselves. So that is where you see the democracy of it. So the results that come out, what we are collating is their results, and the rest believe it. We are also doing technical analysis in there, maybe not so much to your knowledge, but you are taking note of me and my staff, following almost everything. A couple of things we are following. First, you would have gone to the president and said, I'll do A, B, C, D. Is that what really you presented here today? We are looking after that. All right. We want to establish transparency and so forth. We also want to be sure as to we are doing some work. What is it? You would have noticed most of my questions was around revenue generation, for example, and subsequently how those ones have been utilized and how much of those would have been spent on development as against return. Because we want to turn around this country in a way that development should be our.
The Deputy Minister of Health and Sanitation 2, Zulayatu Kupa, has described the newly trained monitoring and evaluation officers as one of the cornerstones of a performing health system. She made a statement during the graduation of 60 monitoring and evaluations officers at the Doha's Hotel in Bo. Joseph Stanley reports.
By the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, African Medical and Research Foundation, Health Africa with support from World Bank and UNICEF on the theme Better Information, Better Planning and Better Health. According to Madam Cooper, the theme is appropriate and timely as it will enhance effective health information system. She observed that health system requires a well-designed health information system in order to make optimal use of the mounting supply of health-related data, noting that information systems are essential public health tools providing real-time data to guide public health decisions. The Deputy Minister too said organizations both in the private and public sector rely on these systems to inform managerial decision-making and improve operation in areas such as epidemiology surveillance and health outcomes assessment.
The first in the country and the sub-region, where we now have 120 M&E officers so far trained on not only the basic principles of M&E, but also on important data analysis and presentation software, notably SPSS and QGIS.
Madam Cooper congratulated the graduates for their success and encouraged them to use the knowledge gained for the development, timeliness, quality, and accurate completion of their reports. The Director of Policy Planning and Information, Dr. Samuel Kagbo, described the training as a journey to improve service delivery and a vision for an improved health management system with a view to looking at the heights of hope in building a resilient health system. According to the Regional Training Manager, AMRIF Health Africa, Francis Namasi, poor data collection and a wrong report is disastrous and disservice to the nation, stressing the need to report results rather than activities. He congratulated the Minister of Health and Sanitation for being the first to train 120 personnel and encouraged the monitoring and evaluation officers to work on the data and translate it to get the necessary results. Giving the training report, the planning specialist Alassane Fouad Kano said the health information system has a major role in good health sector management, as information systems in developing countries have been considered obstacles that hinder the provision of quality health systems rather than supporting them. The UNICEF Chief of Field Officer Andrew Sello said data is crucial to show evidence and reiterate UNICEF continued support to ensure a quality health service delivery nationwide. SLBC News Joseph Stalin reporting.
You're watching News Hour on the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation with me, David Patrick Kamara. It's now time for you to relax and let's join Francis Bernard for the latest in sports.
It's sports updates on News Hour and for sports now. Last year's first runner-up Salon Strongest Man contest, Amin Hudrud, has received the sum of 100 million loans from the organizers of the Salon Got Talent competition. Other competitors also received their own prizes, where David Patrickama has more.
Agility, power, endurance, and dexterity. 16 participants entered for this year's Strongest Man contest, with prizes only for 10 participants. Making a statement at the presentation ceremony, the Chief Executive Officer, Salon Got Talent, Ibrahim Wuri, said the successful end of this year's Strongest Man contest shows that the organization meant good and is here to stay. Mr. Wuri said with the demonstration of talent through the Salon Got Talent shows the need for national support to empower athletes, especially weightlifters. Deputy Minister of Sports, Ishmael Al-Sanko Conte, thanked Salon Got Talent for the initiative, which he described as laudable and a sigh of relief for young athletes who thought all hope was gone. Ishmael Al-Sanko Conte pledged the Ministry of Sports continued support to ensure that the dream of the organizers of having a regional contest is realized.
Plenty tell the see people in the trade, who got the SIN, who got the job, or who got the gym in the trade. But plenty people don't realize what are the benefits where they out of that training. But with Salon Got Talent, they don't tell me say nobody never do anything for nothing. And I sure say the subsequent programs the way they come under the Salon Got Talent, it go grand, it go big, and it go get more audience pass what's going to be inside the past year.
Boxing champion Salon Got Talent 2017 Abubakar Kata was rewarded with 15 million leones prize money after he defeated his opponent, Cuban-based Sierra Leonean boxer Daniel Lasayo, who was knocked out in the 4th round. Daniel Lasayo, who promised to bounce back next year, was rewarded with 5 million leones. 15 million leones was also rewarded to Alusain Mansare as champion of karate kickboxing and 5 million leones for Suleiman Ba. 7 participants who ranked 4th to 10th position in the Strongest Man contest were rewarded 5 million leones each. Last year's winner, William Galaxy, came 3rd this year and received a consolation prize of 25 million leones. The star prize of Salon Got Talent Show 2017 was won by Amin Hudroj, who was last year's first runner-up. As he received his 100 million leones prize money, Mr. Hudroj paid tribute to his family, supporters, and his main opponent, William Galaxy, for creating a tough competition.
Thank you for the support you have given me up to this moment, and I hope the support will continue maybe till next year. I want to thank you to Alex who gave me a contest, street contest, and make give up hope. Next year, but we will meet up on the ring. Thank you to all the other contestants. We 6 teammates, 5 teammates. I mean, they pushed me to the limit for there. I will do it Saturday. So I tell him thank you, and I tell me coach again thank you.
With the financial benefits realized by athletes, especially weightlifters, a tougher battle for supremacy is anticipated next year. David Patrick Mara, SLBC.
Well, that was how it ended at the Siaka Stevens Stadium, where Amin Hudruj won the star prize for the Salon Strongest Man competition, second edition for 2017. Well, from this story, we now go to the national team, Leon Stars, as Leon Star will be playing against Kenya here in Freetown at the Siaka Stevens Stadium in June, where we'll have to continue to follow that story to see what preparations the National Football Association and that of the Ministry of Sport are putting in place to make sure we get a successful match. Well, that's all for new sports updates on News Hour. Back to you, David.
Many thanks indeed, Francis Banner, for the latest in sport. To end the news, here are the main points again. Newly appointed Human Rights Commissioner have subscribed to the oath of office at State House. 176 inmates have been released on presidential pardon. Performance contract review has commenced for ministries, departments and agencies. And Deputy Health and Sanitation Minister too has described the newly trained monitoring and evaluation officers as cornerstones of a performing health system. And that's all we have time for in this edition of News Hour, broadcast live on the SLBC. On behalf of my news editor, Sheku Smiler, I'm David Patrick Mara. For more information about our programs, do send us your comments to SLBC live stream on Facebook and YouTube. Good afternoon.